Simone Biles, undisputed gymnastics legend, but now the question on everyone's mind. Is she really retiring? The rumors are spreading like wildfire.
Not what Simone Biles would have wanted. She has already won 3 gold medals here in Paris. It is her 11th Olympic gold medal overall, and she's had an incredible past few years.
Is there truth behind them, or is it all just talk? We've dug deep, and what we found might shock you. Stay tuned, because we're about to uncover what's really going on. Don't miss a second. This could change everything.
Took a bit of time out after Tokyo to really focus on her mental health, and she's calling Paris her redemption tour. So when you think about everything she's been through these past few years, it really is incredible. And I know we call her the GOAT. She is widely regarded as the greatest gymnast of all time. She's still human, and there's a lot of pressure on an Olympic final, and for her to get a gold medal in all those events. So I think it just shows that she is human.
Is it the end of an era, or just the beginning of a new chapter? Let's find out. So picture this: Simone Biles, the GOAT of gymnastics, standing on the floor of the Paris Olympics, having just executed another jaw-dropping routine. The crowd is on its feet, roaring with applause, and somewhere between the cheers and the flash of cameras, Biles, exhausted, emotional, and brutally honest, lets slip a few words that send the rumor mill into overdrive. "I don't want to compete with Rebecca anymore. I'm tired. She's way too close. I've never had an athlete that close," she says, half joking, half dead serious. Boom.
For me personally, tonight, it means the world to me, and it's just so crazy. I don't want to compete with Rebecca no more. I'm tired. Like, she's way too close. I've never had an athlete that close, so it definitely put me on my toes, and it brought out the best athlete in myself. So I'm excited and proud to compete with her, but I don't like it no more. I'm getting uncomfortable, guys. Like, I don't like that feeling. I was stressing.
The world latches on to this like bees to honey, and suddenly everyone's convinced that Biles is done, retired, finito. The news spreads faster than you can say. Triple-double, with social media exploding in a frenzy of speculation. But is there any truth to it? Let's rewind a bit. The seeds of this rumor were planted long before Biles ever stepped foot in Paris. After all, this isn't the first time the world has speculated about her future. Remember Tokyo? The twisties, the decision to pull out of several events for her mental health.
You think you are the GOAT. Quitting is unacceptable.
How dare you call her a quitter?
It is confirmed it is not injury related.
This might be a mental health thing. Where is that coming from?
My childhood and everything that's happened to me.
You have no idea what's going on in her head.
I think it's very hard for someone to go through what I've gone through recently.
Is she supposed to do gymnastics when she's suicidal?
The pressure of the world on you, and then in addition, unbeknownst to any of us, you are dealing with that too.
Everybody knows about Larry Nassar and what happened.
After falling off, and if you fall off the beam, there's no way you're medaling in that event. So she suffered from the twisties in Tokyo, which is when your mind and body aren't synced up, which meant she pulled out of the team event for USA, and then she picked up the silver medals, but she took a bit of time out after Tokyo to really focus on her mental health.
Biles has been on this roller coaster before, and so have we, but this time, with her age by gymnastic standards and her candid comments, the narrative took on a life of its own. Gossip sites and even some mainstream media outlets jumped on the bandwagon, spinning her exhaustion and stress as a sign that the end was near. Headlines screamed. Simone Biles hints at retirement after Olympic struggles. And is this the last we'll see of Simone Biles? Never mind that she never actually said she was retiring. The story was too juicy to resist. Let's get real. Simone Biles is 27, ancient in the gymnastics world, where most athletes peak in their teens. She's already shattered every record, earned every medal, and done it all while carrying the weight of being the face of the sport for nearly a decade. So when she says she's tired, who can blame her?
So at the beginning of the day, I started off with therapy this morning, so that was super exciting. And then I told her I was feeling calm and ready, and that's kind of exactly what happened. But after I finished vault, I was relieved. I was like, whew, because At least no flashbacks or anything. But I did feel a lot of relief. And as soon as I landed vault, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. I would have had to Google that. So I'm not really sure. I don't keep count. I don't keep stats. I just go out here and do what I'm supposed to. And I'm doing what I love and enjoying it.
But here's the thing. Being tired doesn't mean she's done. Far from it, if anything. It shows just how hard she's still pushing herself, even when she could easily hang up her leotard and rest on her mountain of accolades. The truth is, Biles thrives on competition, sure. Facing off against a rising star like Rebecca Andrade might make her uncomfortable, but it also pushes her to be better.
I just knew how phenomenal of an athlete she is, and on each event, we're very similar in scores. So I was like, okay, I think I have to bring out the big guns this time.
That's what champions do. They rise to the challenge. So when Biles talks about feeling the pressure, what she's really saying is that she's still in the game, still hungry for more, even if it's harder than ever. Behind the scenes, there's been chatter about a supposed rift between Biles and Andrade. Some insiders claim that Biles is feeling the heat like never before, not just from Andrade's skill, but from the media's constant comparison of the two. The story goes that Biles, who's always been the golden girl, is now facing the reality of someone younger and just as talented creeping up on her throne. The whispers suggest that Biles isn't just tired, she's frustrated, not with Andrade per se, but with the narrative that she might not be untouchable anymore. And let's be honest, the media loves to pit women against each other, especially in sports.
Simone Biles and Jordan Chiles faced backlash from NFL star Marlon Humphrey for bowing to Brazilian gymnast Rebecca Andrade after losing to her in the Olympic floor finals. Humphrey criticized the gesture on X.
Some sources even allege that there's tension in Team USA's camp. Apparently, the pressure cooker of the Olympics has led to some icy moments between Biles and her teammates, especially as they all navigate the constant scrutiny. One insider hinted that Biles has been increasingly isolated, choosing to focus on her routines rather than get involved in the team's social dynamics. But is this really a sign of retirement or just the mark of an athlete laser-focused on her goals? And here's where the rumor mill really kicks into overdrive. Beyond the speculation about her gymnastics career, there's been a lot of chatter about Biles and her husband, NFL player Jonathan Owens, and their plans for the future. The two, who married earlier this year in a stunning ceremony, have been quite open about their desire to start a family, and this, of course, has only fueled the retirement rumors further. According to some sources close to the couple, Biles and Owens have been talking seriously about wanting to have a baby soon. It's no secret that Biles has always dreamed of being a mom, and with her 30th birthday not too far off, she's been considering the timing carefully. For many athletes, starting a family often means stepping away from the sport at least temporarily, and for a gymnast, it could very well signal the end of a competitive career. But here's where things get interesting. Those same sources suggest that Biles isn't planning to retire, even if she does decide to have a baby. In fact, she's been inspired by other athletes, like Serena Williams, who have managed to return to competition after becoming mothers. Biles is said to be considering all her options, including taking a break to start a family, and then making a comeback. After all, if anyone can pull off a post-baby Olympic run, it's Simone Biles. In recent interviews, Biles has hinted that she's thinking about her life beyond gymnastics, but she's also made it clear that she's not ready to make any final decisions just yet. The possibility of balancing motherhood and a gymnastics career is something she's seriously contemplating, and why wouldn't she? Biles has never been one to follow the conventional path, and there's no reason to think she'd start now. So, what's the real deal? Here's the scoop. Simone Biles isn't retiring. Not yet anyway. While she might be feeling the pressure like never before, she's also shown time and time again that she's capable of rising above it. Yes, she's talked about being tired. Yes, she's faced intense competition from Andrade. And yes, she's human. But if you think that means she's ready to quit, think again. In fact, insiders close to Biles suggest that she's already thinking about her next move, not away from gymnastics, but deeper into it. There's talk of her using this period as a time to recalibrate, to figure out what she wants out of the next few years. She's not ruling out another Olympic run. And why would she, with her legacy? She can write her own script. The truth is, Biles is a master of her own narrative. She knows the power of her words and how they'll be interpreted. So when she says she's tired, she's not hinting at retirement. She's simply being real. Competing at this level is exhausting, mentally and physically. But it's also what she loves, the thrill of competition, the roar of the crowd, the satisfaction of landing a perfect routine. That's what drives her. Let's flip the script for a second. What if all this talk about retirement isn't about Simone Biles stepping away, but about Simone Biles stepping into a new chapter, one where she's not just an athlete, but a trailblazer for mental health, a role model for the next generation?
Therapy, I think before I was kind of like pushing down my trauma, and now I've learned to speak on it and kind of release that.
Do you feel stronger now than you have before?
I think so. I think we used to think of therapy as a weakness, and now I think of it as a strength.
And a symbol of what it means to compete on your own terms. Biles has always been about more than just medals. She's used her platform to speak out on issues that matter, from mental health to racial equality. So maybe this retirement rumor is less about her leaving the sport and more about how she wants to redefine what it means to be a champion. Maybe she's done with the old expectations, the relentless pressure to always be perfect, and is instead carving out a space where she can continue to excel while also being true to herself. And let's be real, Biles doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. She's already the GOAT. And whether she chooses to compete in another Olympics or not, that status isn't going anywhere. But the idea that she's simply going to fade away, that's not happening. If anything, expect to see more of Biles, not less, as she continues to push boundaries and redefine what it means to be a gymnast, a competitor, and an icon. So, is the Simone Biles retirement rumor just a trend? Or is there some truth to it? The verdict, it's a trend, and a flimsy one at that. The real story is far more interesting. Simone Biles isn't retiring because she's tired, she's just getting started on a new phase of her journey. And as for the baby rumors, well, don't be surprised if we see Biles stepping onto the mat with a new kind of support. Maybe a little one cheering her on from the sidelines. But until then, the world can sit back, watch, and wait as Simone Biles continues to write her incredible story, one chapter at a time. The GOAT isn't going anywhere, she's just evolving.